What's up, brick builders? Today's build is Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle. This is set number 30279-1. Year it came out was 2016, age group 6+, and it comes with a piece count of 43. Hello folks, Sean from BRIT'N Bricks. Welcome to another build video, and it's another Kylo Ren shuttle. We got quite a few of these, or built quite a few of these in the past. This one's at a much bigger scale than what we have built recently, so which is really cool. It's nice to see these models starting to progress in more detail and the scale and stuff like that. So they are getting bigger. This particular set was a promotional set for Star Wars Episode 7. The Force Awakens, and it was a giveaway at the Lego Celebration, Star Wars Celebration in Europe in 2016. Cool. It's a poly bag. It's mostly made of dark grey and a little bit light grey with a little bit of black, but mostly dark grey. Let's dive in and build it, shall we? There's our parts. And we've got a Technic plate there as well. See that? Some pretty cool pieces in this. And the design isn't too bad, although it does lack one thing. And we'll get into that once we've finished the build. Anyway, we got some instructions, and they are courtesy of Brick Instructions. You can also find them in Rebrickable as well. So what we're going to start off with is two Technic bricks, dark bluish grey with the cross formation inside, and we've got a 4-stud long red axle. We're going to poke that through one of those cross holes there, and then the next one in there like so, and then just go try and get it as central on that bar as you can. And these are going to hold the wings on. Okay, we've got no front, we've got no back yet, but we're going to designate the front now. The front, it's going to have plate special black with the 3 bars on it. And you're just going to pop that on there, and the 3 bars are going to overhang, because that's what's going to hold the front, the underside of the front nose cone. Intrigued? No? Okay. Not selling it to you. And then we're going to put a 1x2 light bluish grey plate next to it. Oops. Not obscure like that, but like that. And then we're going to put the nose cone on, and that is a 2x2 by 2 brick high sloped dark bluish grey brick. And you want the slope piece at the top and the flat piece at the bottom, like that. So this is the top, this is the bottom, and this is the front. And we're just going to finish off the nose cone with a 1x2 trans brown tile, and that's just going to go straight across the front, and that's your kind of cockpit there. And then underneath here, which is what this plate special is for, we're going to put a black flag under there, plain black flag. Go clip it into place, and then you just go push it towards the front, and it kind of gives that pointed nose look. Not bad for the scale. It's not bad. It could be your ramp as well. Although I think his ramp was on the back. No, his ramp was on the front, wasn't it? And then on the back end here, at the bottom, so this is the bottom, this is the top. So at the bottom here, we're going to place a 1x2 light bluish grey plate, like so. And then we're going to put the engines in the top here. So the engines are made of 2 light bluish grey 1x1 open stud cylinders, and you're going to put a 1x1 trans red plate in the bottom of the cylinder, okay? Because you want this stud to go into the back here, like that. So again, put the stud at the bottom, and then pop them in the top, and that's the engine's done. That is the engine's done. Now all we need is 2 wings. We're going to build them simultaneously. I got 2 Technic plates, which are nice to see. You don't see that very often. 2x6 black, and first of all we're going to put a 2x2 angled plate with angles on the left hand and right hand side, and we're going to pop that on the top there like that, so that the pointy piece is at the top of the plate. And then we're going to put a 2x4 dark bluish grey plate straight across like that, and then we want 2, so we want a right wing and a left wing like that. These are 2x4 angled plates with the 4 studs down the side, and you want the flat piece, not the angled piece, you want the flat piece in the center of the Technic plate like that. And that is our first piece of the wing. So we go to carry on with this one, do the same thing, black plate, kind of look like a TIE fighter wings. They actually look like coffins, which is great. That's a really cool configuration for coffin lids. Brilliant, love that. So Halloween's coming up. I mean, it's ways down, but you know, get your mock heads on. And then we're going to put a 2x4 dark bluish grey plate straight across all of these plates. So on these 2 studs here, all these studs here, and these 2 studs here. So it's going to go like that. So that really strengthens up the build. So we're going to do the same thing on this one. And then on this one, we're going to put a 1x2 sloped brick, light bluish grey. That's going to go on the front there. So it's going to be on the top of the wing. Actually, this is the bottom of the wing because that's the top here. This is going to be the bottom of the wing. And then we're going to put a grey plate just on top of that or above it, and then above that we're going to put a 1x2 light bluish grey tile. We're going to put on this one, we're going to put the binoculars. So these are light bluish grey binoculars, minifig binoculars, and we're going to go on the stud here that's in line with the tile and pop that on there like that, and that's kind of its guns. Yeah. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side here, on the other wing, but we're going to reflect the gun piece. So it's going to go there instead. So first off, we want our slope brick, then we want our grey plate, and we want our tile, and then we want binoculars. There we go. Now we can add the wings to the model itself, but we need to put the circular plate on first. So there's a circular plate here, and that's going to go, if I can work this, it's going to go on the back end here where the 2x4 plate crosses over. So right there, just spin it around a little bit. There you go. So it's where it's flat on the edge of the wing here, or it's where the 2x4 is. Going to put that on there like that, and now this plate is going to hold the axle. So we're going to pop that, and we want the gun at the front, so we want to pop that on this axle here. You might want to put your thumb behind or your finger behind the axle to stop the axle from getting pushed through, and there we go. And then push the other wing on like so, and that is a little baby shuttle. Right, now we extend the wings and we're done. So we are going to put tiles on the front end, on the fronts, on the outsides here, and we're going to put plates on the insides. So we're going to start with some plates. We're going to take a 1x6 dark bluish grey plate, and you want to go the last, or the back wing quarter, or the back wing half here, and you want to pop that just in line. I'll take this wing off. Just in line with this black Technic plate here. Okay, I'll flip it over, and then we want to extend the angle of this of the wing, and it's going to be the front piece. So you want this piece here. So that's incorrect. Oh, that's right. Is that piece there, because this is the front piece. Yes, go extend that, and then just tidy it up with a 1x6 dark bluish grey tile. And on the top there we want some navigation lights, so we're going to put trans red 1x1 tile on there, and that's the wing finished. So again, we're going to take this off. We want the plate on the back half of the wing at the top there. Then we want to put the angle plate, turn it around, angle plate to follow the front of the wing like that, and then just dress it up with tile 1x6 and a 1x1 square trans red plate. Then pop your wings back on, like so. There we go. And it's a pretty decent looking model. It is a pretty decent looking model. It's got a decent size to it. It's got a decent thickness to it as well. So the whole scale of the models are starting to really thicken out and throw in a lot more detail than what they have been. But the feature that it lacks is the dropping wings. I don't know. I kind of like this one. This one's my favorite because it does drop the wings. Maybe it's not supposed to drop wings. It's supposed to. I'm supposed to like that, isn't it? I think. I'm not sure. I don't think it flies around like that. But this is one of my favorite ones. And then you got the more smaller version. And that also, see, that drops the wings like the Tidarium Shuttle or the Lambda class shuttle, which I don't think that's supposed to do either. I think it's probably supposed to just fly like that, like a crow or something. But yeah, you can see the scale difference. No, so this is more my favorite. And it's roughly about the same, but the thickness is starting to become quite something. And this even had a little bit of thought in it for the landing gear. So yeah, this is definitely my more favourite one. But there you go. As you can see, it is a pretty decent size for display, so that's kind of cool. It does give some more detail along the wings there, with the binoculars, the great plate, the tiles, all that kind of work there. That is actually really kind of cool, and it is a pretty stable model, so it's pretty swishy, very swishy. It just lacks the folding down the wings, and it's even got like rear engines. Bit like twin ion engines. Folks, if you enjoyed the video, you want to see some more content like this, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share amongst your friends, family, and anybody else you think would be interested in this kind of content. Also, put your notifications on to all so you don't miss us in the next one. I'm Sean from BRIT'N Bricks. Peace.